see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey, how's it guys? Spike from Wavescape with your surf report from Thursday the 1st of June up until Thursday the 8th of June, and with some focus on Cape Town and some focus on the Supertrial powered by Monster Energy in JBU. Yeah, we're going to be getting some serious waves, but first let's look at the two storms. There's two storms basically in the picture. There's this one, which is going to make landfall this weekend in Cape Town, and then there's this one, which is making landfall in Cape Town on Tuesday night, spreading east rapidly and with a whole lot of weather and a whole lot of big swell. So let's first look at this one though. Basically it tracks as quite a tight little storm and then starts to break up and actually kind of separate into big chunks. And by Saturday in the early morning is a stiff northwesterly starting to blow, and by the afternoon gets stronger, and then by Sunday it's basically moving below the country, and there's now quite a long southwest, west of southwest fetch, but that is pointing in the wrong direction for JBU, so not much action from there. We will be getting a little bit of rain though overnight. Looks like the rain will be taking place Saturday and into Sunday. Now let's look at the other storm. This storm is forming, and if we see how it starts to track a little bit to the southeast and lose a bit of its energy, but it's still a big storm, and it has enough westing in it to smash into Cape Town on Tuesday. So basically that's starting to happen on Tuesday night. If we zoom in a bit there, we're going to see some pretty interesting stuff going on. So there we go, strong northwesterly winds blowing on Tuesday night, and big rain starts to fall. If you're looking at this wind, there's a lot of area of very strong wind out there, and during the day on Wednesday it's getting huge in Cape Town and positively giant, with another component in more southwest direction, and that's the one to look out for JBU. Wednesday you're looking at fresh northerly to northwesterly Devil's Berg winds, always the precursor to the cold front, and then Wednesday it moves east and we're getting gales running across the whole southern Cape and over the eastern Cape as well. Big winds inland as well. Look at that, huge winds. Now the storm has actually morphed into much less of a westerly trend, but now of a southwesterly trend, and this is the part of the fetch that's going to be interesting for JBU for possible call on Thursday the 8th, because the day before, on Wednesday by 6 o'clock in the evening, we're in this whole zone, and of course the ocean is already full of a lot of swell, so it's not going to take too much energy to push that swell up. Unfortunately it does move past fairly quickly. That's the only downside to this. So for instance, if you look by midnight on Wednesday, it's moved quite far to the east, but there's still enough energy to really fill up the ocean with a lot of swell. Thursday, so we're looking at some pretty interesting swell. So it's basically 220 degrees, which is straight southwest at 22 feet at 14 seconds, Thursday early in the morning. And then later on in the day, it's starting to go much more of a southerly direction, while quite a bit more, 10 degrees to 10 degrees by midday. And then just looking at the storm on this chart, the first weather chart, here comes the first one. Okay, there's Friday into Saturday, fresh to strong northwesterly winds lasting all of Saturday. Then it turns into a buster, moves up the coast. There's that fetch of westerly winds, but also missing JBU. Then this other beast of a storm. If that storm had to stay in the same place, there would be a couple of days before cooking waves. But unfortunately, when the swell arrives, so does the storm. So here comes the storm tracking along Monday, Tuesday, and then by Tuesday morning already there's a bit of a northwesterly, and then you're looking at strong northwesterlies in the afternoon, and then pumping overnight into the early hours of Wednesday, going gale force and really strong, and now real meat behind that storm. That fetch is fierce, man, really fierce. And all day Wednesday the swell is just getting bigger and bigger in Cape Town, going absolutely giant. And then there's this portion of the swell is now passing Cape Agulhas, and now we're in the interesting zone for JBU. So from roughly Wednesday at lunchtime to early hours of Thursday, that is basically a 1-day swell. And I think that Thursday there's going to be enough to run the event. But certainly we can only hope so. So if we had to look at the close-up of the winds, there goes Friday, busts up the coast Sunday, goes glassy on Monday, bit of an onshore picks up, blows quite hard into Tuesday, that dissipates. Here comes the new front, smashes into Cape Town late on Tuesday, goes really strong, big rains early, lots of strong winds across the whole country, gale force going right across Southern Cape and Eastern Cape. And then Thursday it's also still very strong winds, but dissipating during the day, and obviously it's sheltered in J Bay anyway. And then if you look at the rain, this is the interesting part. So this is the weekend, a little bit of rain arrives in Cape Town late on Saturday. Nice and heavy rain moves inland to where the dams are, but then of course it's gone. And then Monday there's nothing, Tuesday nothing, until this beast starts to come into the picture. And by 10 o'clock on Tuesday evening to midnight, heavy rain is setting in until by the early hours of Wednesday, the super heavy rain. And the nice thing about this rain is that it's right above the catchment areas around Theowaterskloof Dam, and it's also pouring and pouring for sustained periods of time. By Wednesday night, it's still raining. By the early hours of Thursday, it's still raining. And by Thursday morning, hopefully still raining. And then by the afternoon, it moves away. So 24 hours to 36 hours of solid rain showers, and in some cases torrential downpours. Let's hold thumbs that does something for the dams. But anyway, yeah, there's lots of bad weather ahead. There's crazy stuff going on, but things have got to happen. So thanks for listening.